Here comes Bod.
In this video, we're going to be looking at how to achieve your New Year's resolutions, and more specifically, the one thing you can do to guarantee you get that shit done and not mess about and fail.
Okay.
Hi guys, it's Daz again. Hope you're well, hope you had an amazing Christmas, and I'm here to help you to live the life you want and love the life you live.
Yeah!
And if you are new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell notification, and stick around to the very end of the video because I've got a cheeky bonus for you to help you, yes you there, with your New Year's resolution.
That's right.
So let's jump into it. Now, knowing how to actually achieve your New Year's resolution is something that everybody wants to know. And so learning the only way that really works for you to do this is a good way to start the new year off, so you are set up for success.
Good. Mighty good.
So right now, we're going to take a look at the only really proven way to achieve New Year's resolutions, and how you can use this also to pretty much achieve anything you want.
Tell me everything.
Like everyone, New Year comes and you think, New Year's resolutions, what am I going to do? Whether that's get fit, lose some weight, start a new hobby, learn that guitar, whatever it may be. Every year, millions upon millions of people start the new year with New Year's resolutions. And often, pretty much always, let's be fair, they fail. By the end of January, none of those things are being done. And it's a classic thing that gyms at the start of January, super full.
There's a magical place, we're on our way there.
End of January, empty as hell. And so the first important aspect in this whole process is really picking one thing that you want to do. It's all well and good picking 10, 15 different things. Lose weight, get fit, learn to drive, start painting. But let's be honest, you've got all these new things to do. It's fucking impossible to actually end up doing them. Whereas if you pick one thing, just the one thing that you really truly want to actually do, you've got much more chance of doing it.
Oh, yeah.
Now I can hear you saying now,
Okay, one thing, but surely if I want to achieve 4, 5, 6 different things, just doing one thing's not going to help.
well, look where that's got you in the past. All those different things, you've never stuck at it. We're doing one thing, that's two, sorry. One thing will actually keep your mind focused on that one thing. Then once that's achieved, you can then maybe do another thing for a new month resolution later on in the year.
I reckon that's a really good idea, like.
But start off with one thing, and that one thing has to be something that you really want to do. That may be getting fit, losing weight, learn to drive, start painting. It only matters to you what that is. And so the starting point is pick something that you truly want to do.
This is such a thrill.
Like everything we want to do, there's generally multiple steps it can be broken down into. But the first thing of that is knowing specifically what you want to achieve.
I want to get fit.
It's too vague. What does that mean? There's not an actual goal. Or
I want to lose some weight.
what? How much?
I don't know.
Having a goal in mind, having an actual weight that you want to achieve, or get fit, you want to run a 5k or a 10k or a marathon. You've got to have some kind of goal that's related to the thing you want to do, so you can actually know when you achieve it. Because losing some weight, that could be 5 grams. You could sneeze and lose 5 grams. Job done, let's go home. So you've got to know exactly what you want to be achieving, and that then allows you to break it down into multiple small steps, which are then much easier to achieve and gives you something you can kind of tick off as you go along the process. Breaking it down into small steps allows you to have much more achievable stages that you can get into, which not only helps with your progression along the goal and getting that resolution, but also psychologically it means you can actually see something physical that you're achieving as you go along.
Good to be busy. What with the financial situation at the
Martin.
Sorry, carry on.
Whether you have that on a wall chart or you have it on your computer on a notes thing, doesn't really matter, but being able to track your progress as you go along hugely helps psychologically that journey going forward, because you'll know you're achieving it. And if it maybe takes a little bit longer for each step than you anticipated, doesn't matter. The main thing is you're moving in the right direction, you're going towards that goal, and you are ticking those things off as you go forward.
Oh, yes, said Robin and Rosie together.
Something else that's really important but is often misunderstood is having some sort of time limit when you actually want to achieve this resolution by. Now, the downside of that is potentially it puts a shitload of pressure on you. If you say, right,
I want to run a marathon by the end of March.
so that's really 3 months. You've got to go from nothing to a marathon 3 months.
That's ridiculous.
It could be possible.
Really, Daddy?
We don't know, but it might not be possible. And so if you're setting yourself up for failure immediately, psychologically it's going to affect you when you're not hitting the smaller goals that are broken down to be able to run the marathon by the end of March. Same with weight loss or painting or learning to drive, whatever the thing is you want to achieve. It's important to set a time limit, but be generous and, as much as I hate to say it, realistic with that time limit.
Wait, what?
So if you think it's going to take you 3 months to do something, then 3 months to 4 months is a good time limit, because in case something comes up and you're ill and you have to take some time away from it, you don't want that to ruin all the progress. You want to be able to keep on that regardless of what happens. And look at specifically your own life. Have you got other stuff going on? Have you got commitments, family, job, whatever that may be? You've got to be able to look at everything together in your life that will affect you doing or not doing that thing. It's no point in going,
Right, I'm going to be laser focused and I'm going to go from 0 to a marathon by the end of March. That's it, perfect. I can train every day.
and then you hit the 4th of Jan when you go back to work, and then suddenly you've got to work late because you've had time off, and then, right, no training Monday. Okay, well, Tuesday. And then something else comes up, and something else comes up. And you've kind of set an unrealistic and unachievable small steps because you have to train every day.
No, sir, I don't like it.
Is that realistic? Yes, in your mind you might want that to be realistic, but is it actually realistic? I've got a good example of this.
You must be kidding, aren't you?
I wanted, and I still want to do, daily filming, but it's not physically possible to write, film and edit everything on a daily basis, plus have a full-time 9-to-5 job. It's just physically not possible. There's not enough hours in the day, and that's just me doing nothing else. So as much as I want that, it's not an actual realistic thing to do for me at the moment in my life.
Time to be off.
And so you've got to look at the whole thing. So if you do want to run that marathon in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, a year, realistically, how much time can you put to doing this thing on a daily basis or a weekly basis? And doing that will help you to then set the time limit for when you want to achieve it. Because if you set something that's ridiculously unattainable, you're only going to get pissed off and really annoyed and depressed with it and give up. And this is what happens a lot with normal New Year's resolutions, because we have this amazing goal.
I'm going to join the gym, I'm going to get that six-pack, I'm going to look amazing.
Other stuff happens and you're tired and you haven't got that drive or that motivation.
Oh, fuck it.
You give up. Now, along with the psychological benefits of having the small steps, what also can really, really help is have some sort of reward when you achieve each of those small steps that you go along, whether that's a night out or buying something or just some ice cream or whatever it is. It doesn't matter, and it's something that's personal to you, but something that you can reward yourself with for achieving that thing.
Floating lasagna.
Something that you do enjoy and you can reward yourself with gives you that added little extra incentive to just get there, go, oh, I can do that, I can go and see a film now, I can go and buy that book I wanted or that new lens for my camera. That again helps you to move through the steps towards that goal better because you're getting rewarded at each point.
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
Now, before we continue with this and that cheeky bonus at the end, remember, for you, make sure you like this video and comment below what is your New Year's resolution. I'd love to see them.
I don't really feel like it.
A hugely important thing to do with your plan is to put it somewhere you're going to see it all the time. Whether that's a chart on the wall or something next to your computer or post-it notes around the house, whatever works for you. Something that's reminding you to, one, do the small things that are part of it, but also just your progress. Something where you can see that progress, almost like a sort of a charity... almost like a charity fundraising where you see the total gradually going up. And as you're reaching each different bit, either ticking it off or colouring it in, whatever works for you, so you can see your progress physically somewhere.
Pure gold.
I never settle for anything less.
Now, as you can probably tell from this, it's something I'm very passionate about. Become obsessed with it. Be absolutely fucking mentally obsessed with this thing. Now, that may sound very unhealthy, may sound completely crazy about getting obsessed with anything. But if you have struggled with doing things in the past, whether it's resolutions or goals or getting things done, often it's less interesting than other things. We're watching Netflix, you get invited out, something else crops up, or whatever it is, and we kind of get steered away because it's much easier to go out to dinner or go for drinks rather than hit the gym or whatever the thing you're doing is. And often the small steps of what you want to do aren't that exciting.
Oh, I'll just do that. I'll do this thing tomorrow.
And that carries on and carries on. Without that obsession of doing it, it's very easy to get distracted.
Well, it's not going to work for me, I'm so sorry.
People may think you're a bit weird, or you're a bit obsessed with that.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am fucking obsessed with it. That allows me to laser focus in on it and get it done.
I'm not saying don't do anything else in your life. Obviously not. You still got your family, your kids, your friends, and work, all of that stuff. But when it comes to doing this thing, the small steps towards this goal, this resolution, become laser focused and super obsessed with getting it done. Becoming so obsessed with each step, one, you'll get it done quickly and then you can move on to the fun stuff or whatever, but you'll just look forward to doing it because you're just throwing everything into it. And that is one of the most powerful things you can do with any goal, with anything you want to achieve, is just become obsessed. And many people will say to you,
don't do that because that's not healthy.
But are they doing anything? No, probably not. Fuck them and their mediocre lives. Be obsessed and achieve your resolution.
I'm cool with it.
Now, something that's always guaranteed going to happen on this path of achieving something or resolution is shit days. There's going to be days where you don't really want to do the small steps. You don't feel like doing it. Whether that's because you're feeling ill or you're just feeling unmotivated or maybe a bit depressed. Whatever the situation is, there's going to be times where you have shit days and the last thing you want to be doing is the small things towards this bigger goal.
Sorry to disappoint you.
As you know, that's going to happen, and it is guaranteed going to happen. Plan for it. It's a very stoic way of looking at it. Just plan for those shit days and how you're going to handle and what you're going to do on those shit days.
Putting small hairstyles onto boots, monkey nuts, trumpets and spanners.
Almost have some cards written out or some tips somewhere, so when you hit that shit day, you can bring out that card and you can say, right, this is what we're going to do on this day. You're not feeling motivated, but let's do at least this just to keep the momentum going. Till you're back firing on all cylinders, it's good to have a backup plan that keeps the momentum, keeps the consistency, but is a bit easier to do only on the days you're having a shit day. Not just as an excuse,
I could probably just get away with doing this.
No, it's the days where you're feeling shitty, feeling ill, super busy at work, and you're just stressed out and I can't get into this. That's when you can pull out these scaled down ways of being able to get through it that allows you to not break that chain and keep going. But planning that ahead is a good thing to do because we are all going to have those shitty days whilst we're trying to move forward on a plan.
Everything stinks.
In the same way as shitty days always happen, something else that's very highly likely to happen is your goal could change. As you're progressing through steps of a resolution, the actual target, what you want to achieve, could alter. So you might start,
I'm going to train for a marathon. That's my goal, and here's the steps throughout the weeks and months, etc.
As you're going through that, you might realise,
okay, maybe marathon's not the thing. Maybe I'm thinking more of a triathlon. Might be better suited for me.
Must have got confused.
Now that's not giving up on the goal, it's just move the goal to something else. Don't take this as, okay, let's scale things down.
I'm finding running training a bit hard. Let's scale down marathon to running around the block.
No, what this is for is if you find that you're becoming less passionate about the actual goal, you're seeing something else which is related but different, then you can change your pattern and move it away from the original one to something else. Like I said, the example of marathon to triathlon. Think about that when it comes to moving towards your goal, because things can shift as you get more accustomed to doing things and achieving these small steps. You might start going off at a tangent, and that's completely fine. That goal is not set in stone. It's set there from your initial starting point, but it could veer and move around and meander, and go with it, be fluid with it, but just don't alter your goal just to make it easier. That's not the point. But be open and happy and flexible to move your goal if it suits you better for a longer term achievement. So as promised, here's your cheeky bonus. In the description, I've got a link for a free daily cheat sheet. And this is a list of things that I've personally found and put together that have helped me start doing things on a regular basis and start moving forward with achieving things. They're all pretty simple, but the point being is by doing each of these, it's easy to get into a routine of doing things. And so I found them really, really helpful to me. So I said, the link's in the description to that, completely free. Grab it and see if that can help you with your resolutions, or at least get them started, because I said it really, really helped me. Now, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe down here. I really would appreciate it. And I've got another video for you on how to get out of a slump, and you can watch it up here. And remember, you can live the life you want and love the life you live. See you next time, guys, and a happy new year to you all. Mwah. Bye.